All right, good. We've got some callers.
Happy time.
Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hello, this is Shirley from north of the river. And both of you are very, very careful not to ask for followers, but to ask for people to be individually empowered. George never tells us what to think. Alex tells us what he thinks, but he's very explicit about always saying, I am not your leader. You have to go out and do that yourself. So I would like for one or both of you to talk about how the individual person can take some of the material that you're delivering and do something active about it.
Well, I think the reality of all that is that you need to create a life for yourself and the people you care about and make it the very best you can. And if everybody does that on an individual basis, it begins to grow and grow and grow. You can't do this by yourself. Alex can't do it by himself.
That's right.
We need everybody together to do it, and the only way you're going to do it is to begin to do it first at home with the people you care about.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because it's the truth. It's veritas. I don't want to be some cult leader. I don't like people following me. I'm actually a very private person. In private, I'm a very calm, quiet person. I get excited when I talk about these issues. My brain starts going. But I don't want people to follow me, not just because I don't like it, but I don't like that as well, but mainly because it's individually we're going to take this planet back. Individually, we're going to change the world. We wouldn't have this corrupt elite if we hadn't gotten decadent and corrupt and, tuned out of what was happening. I'm trying to get people to just question, look outside the box, question everything. That's why I love Coast to Coast AM, because they do that. They get people thinking. Even if you don't agree with all of it, and George doesn't agree with all the guests he has on, even me, I don't agree with everything I even cover, the guests I have on all the time. It's that we're trying to get people thinking. We're trying to find the truth. That's the mystery of life. That's what it's really all about. And so if we start just taking care of each other and not fighting with each other and thinking and debating, that's what's going to bring us, towards the light instead of towards the darkness.
Thank you.
Thanks for that question, man. Hi, sir. Good afternoon. What's your first name? You're on KLBJ.
Greetings and peace. Pleasure to meet you here. Apologies if I stay anonymous. I'm from the U.S. I'm just one of those kids here. All right. The information that you present about the possibility of people conspiring towards a one-world government is, shall we say, serious, and something that those of us who are listening to you really cannot afford to not be skeptic about. Peace. These are serious things that, if are true, will be affecting all of our lives in most fundamental ways. Abilities to feed ourselves and our families and our children. What I have here is simply a request. I first have to thank you for the work that you've done, because perhaps just getting it out there, step one. But now that so many people are perhaps listening and listening very closely, if you can, search your hearts and ask yourself what you really believe, and see if, when presenting this, you can do it without getting caught up in any drama yourself. Because, peace, if this is real, we need as grounded and honest and sober look at this situation as possible. And we need to start moving to the next step of asking what we'll do and where we'll plant our crops. Thank you.
Well said. Well said. That's phase 2.
You want to take that out?
Go ahead.
Well, number one, I'm out of control. So I'm not, if I spent my time calculating...
Absolutely
yes.
Out of control.
If I spent my time calculating, I soberly, calmly come to my conclusion, and then I present it sometimes calm, sometimes wild. It's whatever mood I'm in. But again, it's not up to me to even present it all perfectly or be perfect. I'm not Jesus. It's up to you, as you said, to not believe what I'm saying, to go investigate it, and to find out, if I tell you an SPP document the Judicial Watch sued to get from the federal government says they're setting up a North American Union, I want you to go to the Judicial Watch website. I want you to get those documents. I want you to call the phone numbers that are on those documents. I want you to find out that's true. I am telling you the truth. Believe me, I got about a 98% accuracy rate. I wish this stuff wasn't true. I told you 2-3 years ago that, the point is that it's up to you what you do individually. I can't tell you what to do about all this. I don't think you can tell me how to present all of this. And you say, well, we know now. What's the next step? I don't think we're done with step one yet of getting people awake to the threat. A lot of people are awake, and it's growing faster. But, George, what is step two?
Step two is exactly what he said. Now we have to continue stepping up to the plate. We have done, I think, the best job we can to let this world know that something's going on. How many of you feel it? You know it's going to happen, right? Good or bad, something is going to happen. And as I've always said on the program, we're all in this together. It's not just you or you or you. This is a collective thing. I don't want you to wake up one morning if you see another 9/11 tragedy, however it may occur, and think you're isolated, you're all by yourself, you're depressed, it's all over for you. That's not the case. This is a big planet, and we continue to band together, and you're going to see the remarkable change eventually it will make. There's too many of us for them to beat. There really is. And one day, we'll be the ones in charge.
Very good. More coming up with George Noory and Alex Jones. It's TalkFest live at the Austin Convention Center, 350. Don't go anywhere. More coming up just ahead.
Tell us an interesting behind-the-scenes story, something somebody's ever heard, or something that's not popularly known.
First thing that comes to my mind, one night we're doing open lines, it's Friday night, and George, he's joking around, and he says, he's talking to a caller, and the caller says, how do you do it, George? You just, you know so much about everything. And George says, you know what? I'm not a human, I'm a robot. I'm the network's robot. So he says this. So now I'm in the producer's booth and I'm talking to people, putting them on the air to talk to George, and a lady calls in and she says, oh my God, is he really a robot? And this woman really buys this. And we're just having fun with the audience, And so I decided to have a little fun with her before I put her up to George, and I said, yeah, ma'am, I said, we don't really talk about this. I said, what did George say? I didn't hear him. And she said, well, he just told us all he's a robot. And I said, he wasn't supposed to say that, but yeah, he really is. And she says, you're kidding. I said, no. And I said, oh, ma'am, hold on. And I put her on hold, like a panic, right? And I came back to her, and I said, I'm sorry about that. His arm just fell off, and we just had to reattach it and replace some batteries. And this woman was just, oh my God. And then I strung her along, and I finally told her the truth. So.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Caesar with George Noory and Alex Jones live at the Austin Convention Center. And it's great to see all of you down here this afternoon. We really love putting on TalkFest for you. And George, I know in these last few minutes you want to have an opportunity to say thanks to all the great folks in Austin.
Absolutely. What a great crowd. Once again, every year, everybody in Austin just comes out here with the KLBJ TalkFest and just does a superb job supporting us and being part of this, and I want to thank all of you for making my continual stay at Coast to Coast as comfortable as it is. It was not very easy for me to come in there and do what I had to do, but many of you, I mean a tremendous amount of you, were so supportive in emails, and letters, and phone calls, and just listening to the show. It meant a lot to me. And I will continue to come out here as long as you want me to, and as long as the man upstairs allows me to.
That is great.
And make this one of my homes. I mean, you have truly touched my heart.
Well, thank you, George. We love what you do, and it's an honor to have you here. We're thrilled, and thank you so much.
Anytime.
It's great to have you here. All right, sir, we'll squeeze in one or two more questions. How are you today? What's your name?